Tonight on OU Nightly, student mental health issues are on the rise. New dorms for the OU campus and OU students learn about sex. OU Nightly begins now. A new push on campus brings mental health awareness to students.
The group Sooner Mental Health met this month to discuss ways to inform students about campus counseling and other issues. Since the Oregon Community College shooting last month to the attempted suicide of an OU student last year, conversations surrounding mental health on campus has spiked. The group's co-founder says the key is to educate students about the issue.
We're focused on raising campus awareness of mental health issues. Our campus is suffering from a lack of knowledge of what mental health is. Our mission is basically to take all this knowledge and to spread it across campus.
Experts say one of the big issues in dealing with mental illness is access to mental health care. I spoke to Campus Health Services to see how long it takes to get an appointment for counseling. They told me it would be at least 30 days before they can see a patient. That mirrors the state's overall performance on mental health treatment. Oklahoma is number 2 in the nation in the number of adults struggling with mental illness. We also rank 13th for the number of suicides each year. Experts say the decades of stigma surrounding mental illness made the problem in our state worse by not addressing and providing resources needed.
And it was the best sex ever on the OU campus last night, but sorry, it's not what you think. Internet sex educator Lacey Green spoke last night to an overflow crowd, and that was her topic. The YouTube sensation encouraged students to optimize their own personal sexual experience while at the same time keeping it safe. OU paid Green $10,000 to speak, and we'd love to show you some of what she had to say, but OU Nightly was asked to leave before the event got underway. This morning, we spoke with the Women's Outreach Center to see what OU is doing to get sex ed to students.
We do a lot of gateway classes. We'll also work with residence halls and resident advisors to bring the program to their classrooms or to their floors for different events.
For more information on sex ed or answers to your questions, the Women's Outreach Center is located on the 2nd floor of the Union.
2 new dorms are coming to the OU campus thanks to the generosity of top OU donors. Archie and Linda Dunham, along with Tim Headington, donated the money that will fund 2 new residence halls. The dorms will house sophomores, juniors, and seniors in an environment that President Boren hopes will be more community-driven. The construction began in the summer across Lindsay Street, south of the stadium. They'll be ready for full occupancy by fall 2017.
A Norman judge has handed OU a bitter defeat that could bring costly delays to the stadium expansion project. Aimee Inc. was the lowest bidder to provide steel for the project but did not get the job and is now suing OU. The university argued in court that changing contractors could cause delays, and tickets for seats in the new area have already been sold for the 2016 season. OU wanted Aimee to post a $35 million bond to offset potential losses, but instead the judge ordered the company's bond to be set at $178,000. OU plans to appeal.
The stadium isn't the only thing getting a makeover. The OU Board of Regents has approved the installation of a much larger jumbotron in the south end zone. In fact, this will be the second largest video scoreboard in the nation behind Auburn's. The university must keep construction costs of the new board under $5 million.
Now, Braden, we had a little bit of rain last night, but it hasn't been too bad today. What's it looking outside right now?
Today we warmed up pretty nicely, 66 degrees right now, a light westerly wind, 10 to 15 miles per hour, humidity at 52%, sunny skies. Rains last night, though, did help aid us in the drought currently right now. We have moderate drought in the Sooner State right now. Really creeping up into Oklahoma City. Those rains that we had for Hurricane Patricia and even last night didn't really do a lot to aid that, but it will be aided tonight going into Friday as well. Some early weekend rain may even impact your Halloween. I'll have your 7-day forecast as well coming up, but for right now, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Braden. Now, Norman North High School police arrested a student yesterday after discovering a firearm. Administrators and police worked quickly to identify the student who brought the firearm after another student reported seeing someone with a weapon. The student now faces charges of possession of a firearm on school property.
A judge ruled that a man accused of beheading a co-worker in Moore is competent to stand trial. Alton Nolan attacked his co-workers at the Vaughn Foods back in September of last year. Nolan's attorney claimed he is not mentally fit to face trial, adding that he wants to be put to death. Nolan is facing the death penalty for first-degree murder. OU Nightly's Delaney Phillips joins us now in the News Center with the latest on the new Speaker of the House. Delaney?
That's right, Dylan. Today, Republican Representative Paul Ryan began his tenure as the new House Speaker. In his acceptance statement, Ryan said that the nation is headed in the wrong direction and promised to unify the Republican Party and to move the nation forward. And Iran announced today that it will attend international talks later this week in Vienna regarding the future of Syria. An earlier round of talks already occurred between Russia, the U.S., Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. The latter three all backers of forces opposing President Assad. Iran has been crucial to the Assad regime's survival, and their announcement ignited anger among the Syrian rebels. And it's all over on the East Coast, where authorities have corralled a runaway military blimp. The blimp broke loose in Maryland, floating over Pennsylvania and triggering blackouts. A New Jersey National Guard base scrambled 2 F-16s to follow the unmanned blimp, which provides ground surveillance for the U.S. missile defense system. Around 20,000 customers lost power before the 240-foot giant balloon finally landed near Muncie, Pennsylvania, north of Harrisburg. And a quick update on that South Carolina school cop seen flipping and dragging a female student. Sheriff Leon Lott today fired that officer. Dylan?
Thanks, Delaney.
Now back here in Norman, things are getting festive in preparation of Halloween. Tonight in Meacham Auditorium, OU Film and Media Studies is hosting a showing of Night of the Living Dead. And it's not a digital version. FMS is screening a 16mm print of the horror classic, and on top of the free movie, the person with the best zombie costume will receive a $50 prize. And still to come on OU Nightly, you don't have to spend your Halloween getting spooked. We'll show you where to go for some fall fun.
Plus, the World Series was definitely lacking power last night, and it wasn't from the players. The nights are getting colder, leaves are falling, and kids everywhere are officially on the countdown to Halloween. And OU Nightly's Brooklyn Hill shows us a special place to get into the spirit of the season.
TG Farms has been open for over 18 years and gives people from all over the Norman area enjoyable and unique ways to enjoy the fall season.
We came because it's a fun fall tradition, because you get to do the corn maze and see the animals and pick a pumpkin.
Located off of Interstate 35 and Highway 9, TG Farms is not a typical pumpkin patch. Here, they have a variety of activities such as hay rides, a petting zoo, and a corn maze. Manager Shelley McAmmond says one of the main reasons she loves working at TG Farms is because of the educational experience children receive when they visit.
I love watching the children see the pumpkins growing and seeing animals. There's a lot of city kids that come out here and they just really don't have any idea, where their food comes from, or, really what a cow looks like up close. A lot of kids get a lot of enjoyment, and I like seeing the kids learning stuff out here.
Everything is grown on location at TG Farms.
So it's a real pumpkin patch. There's really pumpkins growing out there. It's really grass, and it's really straw, and it's really animals. It's real.
Although some people see it as just a pumpkin patch, TG Farms gives people the chance to experience the fall season in a different way. Brooklyn Hill, OU Nightly.
To get more information for your fall plans, visit www.tgfarms.com.
Lindsay Gomez is here with all things technology and the details on the technical problems at last night's game.
Aimee, Fox Sports did actually go off the air briefly. Let me tell you what exactly happened. Fox Sports broadcast engineers had to scramble after experiencing major technical difficulties during the World Series yesterday. The power outage lasted 4 minutes during the fourth inning. According to Fox Sports, an electronics failure caused the primary and backup generators inside the production compound to lose power. Fox resolved the issue by switching to an international feed powered by a different generator at the site. And strong iPhone and Mac sales sent Apple's profits soaring 31% last quarter. The tech giant sold 48 million iPhones, which is 22% more than what it sold last year. Apple finished the quarter with a stunning $206 billion in cash. And IBM has purchased the majority of the Weather Channel. It's buying everything except the actual TV network. IBM is taking the Weather Channel's digital assets, its popular weather app, and all of the company's forecasting data and technology. Having access to the right data could mean millions of dollars in increased sales for the computer hardware company. And good news for Oklahoma City. Google Fiber may be on its way. OKC leaders announced today that they are going to begin working with Google Fiber to explore its possibilities. The goal is to build a brand new super fast internet network in OKC. Guys, I am super excited. I work in the city, so it'd be awesome to have a new, really fast internet.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much. Now, still ahead on OU Nightly, it's time to thunder up. We'll have the details on tonight's game against the Spurs. And Braden is standing by with the full forecast.
Pleasant weather today, mid-60s, with a chance of weekend rain. What will that mean for your Halloween? Weather is next up on OU Nightly. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Live look outside of the South Oval of the OU campus. Last night's rain kept those homecoming mums crimson and cream for the time being, but going ahead to our weather headlines for our Wednesday today. We'll have a Friday washout ahead. Another storm system will come through, really bring us another chance of rain with a wet Halloween morning possible for a large portion of the state before another warm November start for your 7-day forecast. First up, lows tonight across the state, 40s in the northern tier, 50s down near the Red River, 43 in Woodward, near freezing up in Joplin at 36 degrees, and 47 here in Norman. As you have the door in the morning, 7 a.m., 47 degrees, cool conditions, light northeasterly winds, 10 to 15 miles per hour, warming up to a high of 62 under partly cloudy skies, 62 for Norman, 65 for Ardmore, warmer down near the Red River, 72 degrees at Wichita Falls, cooler conditions, a few more clouds in northwestern Oklahoma, 54 degrees for Woodward, and 53 for Guyman. Now it's coming up Friday with our next chance of rain come noontime, a large wall of rain from the Texas panhandles up through Oklahoma and Kansas and even in Nebraska that will move into the body of the state Friday afternoon, impacting your rush hour travel home on Friday. I-44 and to the northwest, mainly for the early portions of Friday evening as we go into the overnight hours into now early morning on Saturday as well. Rain from Oklahoma City still up to Woodward down to Altus, likely making its way further east and further south, continuing on into our early Saturday morning as well. What does that mean for Halloween? But first, totals about 2 to 3 inches in the yellow shade region, green as well, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in Oklahoma City right now. Totals look to possibly go up, but right now it's what we're forecasting a little bit further, a bit fewer amounts, lower amounts in southeastern Oklahoma as you move on forward through your weekend. Pick your town, pick your precip chances for Friday. First, we'll start off mostly in the panhandle and western portions of the state. As you go on throughout the afternoon, it'll move to western and central Oklahoma Friday evening and overnight hours. Highest chance moves off to the eastern portions of the state, I-35 and to the west, really for the overnight and early morning hours for Friday morning. Shouldn't affect your Halloween trick-or-treaters that much. Moving out in the early morning hours, 6 p.m., 62 degrees, cooling down to 58 by 9 p.m., 53 by midnight. Pleasant Halloween. Have fun. Go out trick-or-treating. North winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not going to do a whole heck of a lot come after that system moves out on Saturday. 61 on Friday, 64 on Saturday with those rain chances. Cooling down to the 40s for your low on Sunday morning and into the early portions of next week. But we will start off a bit warmer than average for November, 70s. So
that is pretty warm.
Yeah, it's about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of year. So enjoy it while we can before winter comes along.
Yeah, you know, I can't complain. As long as we're not in the 90s, I'm happy.
Although I do love Halloween, so I really don't like that rain.
Yeah, if you're heading out on Halloween, you'll be all right.
Perfect.
Good to hear. Thanks, Brayden. Now, Haley Huey is here with the details on Game 1 of the World Series. Haley?
That's right, guys. We have some amazing highlights from World Series Game 1 last night, and the Sooners hope Samaje Perine have another record-breaking game against Kansas on Saturday. Sports is straight ahead. Hello, this is OU Nightly Sports. I'm Haley Huey. You couldn't blame the Sooners running back Samaje Perine for having dreams of another record-setting day against Kansas in Lawrence on Saturday. After all, a year ago, the then freshman ran over, around, and through the Jayhawks defense for the NCAA best ever, 427 yards on the ground. Final 44 came on this carry early in the fourth. P. Ryan and head coach Bob Stoops knows he had plenty of help from his offensive line, something the star doesn't take for granted.
I try not to, think about much of what I did last year because it's the new year. They had some new players. But, I just had to go out there and take it one play at a time and, hope to do my assignments as best as I can. And, I guess I did a good job.
Yeah, I remember blocking really well and remember him running really well, so making people miss them and running through some things. But, it's a team effort. All those guys really did a great job with them blocking as well.
I just ran. I didn't have to do much. Those holes were huge.
I know everybody was really excited for him, because they look at it as a team, as a team award, really, when you do it that way.
And volleyball's back in action tonight after Saturday's match against West Virginia was canceled due to weather complications. The Sooners are taking on Texas Tech. OU is 7-12 overall and 1-6 in the Big 12 after Kansas swept them last week. The ladies look to recover tonight against the Raiders at 6 p.m. in the McCaslin Fieldhouse. Jerry Kill made the decision to retire from the Minnesota Golden Gophers today because of medical reasons. Kill has suffered from epilepsy since 2005 and Tuesday suffered from 2 seizures during practice. Kill stated that he had no more energy left and left it all in Minnesota. He also explained that he had no regrets. Defensive coordinator Tracy Claeys is now interim head coach. Game 1 of the World Series Royals versus Mets last night was amazing. The scoring started on the first pitch of the game with an inside-the-park home run for Royals Alcides Escobar. Then in the bottom of the 9th, with the Royals down 1, Alex Gordon hits a home run that keeps them in the game. Kansas City sealed the win in the 14th. Escobar came home on Eric Hosmer's sac fly. 5-4 the final. Game 2 begins tonight at 7:07. And the Thunder start season play tonight at home against the Spurs. OKC's pretty healthy now, knock on wood, so it should be a good matchup. Also, it'll be Billy Donovan's debut as an NBA head coach. Tip-off is at 7. NBA fans were excited to see sideline reporter Craig Sager back on the court last night at the Warriors-Pelicans game. Sager was out after suffering from leukemia. And finally, the Bulls knocked off LeBron James and the Cavs in their opener thanks to this awesome blog by Bulls' Paul Gasol. We know LeBron has been having back problems during the preseason, but come on, big guy, you're supposed to be the greatest player in the world. Are you? I'm curious.
I'm not a big King James fan, so that doesn't hurt my feelings.
Well,
any.
he's his own biggest fan, so it kind of works out
There you go.
for him. But I'm excited for the Thunder game tonight. Should be a good one.
Same. I'm getting together with my friends. We're going to have a pumpkin carve and watch the game. That's
That'll
the way
be
to
so
do it,
fun.
right?
That's perfect.
Well,
Sounds good to
thanks,
me.
Haley. Still to come on OU Nightly. Braden will have a quick look at that evening planner.
And we'll have some unique pumpkin carving suggestions coming your way. I'm Delaney Phillips at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Norman will be undergoing some major improvements due to a half-cent tax that will go into effect January 1st, lasting for the next 15 years. And the University of Oklahoma has announced the plans for a new 90,000 square foot engineering academic building. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Delaney. These days, you can find Donald Trump's face just about anywhere. But take a look at this festive spin on the GOP presidential hopeful. One Ohio man carved a Trumpkin. This 374-pound pumpkin took over 10 hours to create. Trump isn't the only celebrity this artist has made, you guys. She's done Miley Cyrus, Duck Dynasty, and even more.
That is pretty impressive.
That is one of the funniest pumpkins I've seen in my whole life, I think.
And a big pumpkin. I wonder how they move that around.
Oh,
That's what I'm wondering.
You know?
Put it on a big old cart and
Carry it
it
around.
doesn't fall.
Well, Braden, it's getting fall time. What do you have us for this evening?
Well, if you want to carve a Trump pumpkin tonight, I suppose that you have the time to. Tonight, it's going to cool down to 60 or to the mid-50s, warming up to 62 tomorrow as well. But pumpkin carving tonight, 58 degrees probably by 9 p.m. It's going to be time to get your Trumpkin on.
I don't know about that. I'm not that artistic. I just do the whole jack-o'-lantern thing.
The triangle
holiday.
eyes.
That's the
Exactly.
only Trump sign I'll
Something
have on
easy.
my front lawn, so it'll be my pumpkin. So yeah.
That could either be a really scary pumpkin or a creative pumpkin.
Definitely,
Either way you want to
definitely.
see it, right?
Whether you want trick-or-treaters or not, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to stay away, I suppose so.
Keep all the candy to yourself.
Yeah, who knows?
Well,
Well,
it'll be fun.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And thank you for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you here live tomorrow at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.